Hey guys, this is Kit. Real quick, I wanted to do some housekeeping before we get into the meat of this video. So this is the first installation to my Escape from Tarkov for Scrubbies series I'm doing. I am new to this whole YouTube thing, so it is going to be a learning process for me. I hope that you can bear with me as I learn and hopefully make these videos better as we go. My goal is basically for you guys to get a takeaway from the video, even if it's just one thing, whether it's small or large. I just want to be able to help you guys. Now, as I said, this is the first installation to the series, so this is mostly for people brand spanking new to Tarkov. This is so you guys can kind of just navigate the game, understand what you're looking at and how to get to certain areas and what everything is, basically. Because there is no, like, starter helper guide or tutorial for this game. So, as we can see here, Tarkov is in its beta version, so along with, most betas, we do have bugs and problems, server issues, stuff like that, because it is a beta. It isn't a finished game. Now, what I'm going to suggest is that if you do run into a problem, instead of taking to social media and complaining and berating the devs, basically not accomplishing anything, use the report bug function so the devs can actually be made aware of what's going on and try to figure it out and hopefully solve it with a patch in the future. With that out of the way, let's get into it, guys. Alright, guys, so we're going to start with this top button here, which is where you would actually click to load into your games. You can see here that you have your main character, your PMC, and an alternative character, which essentially is just a freebie for you to get free loot and restock your supplies. We'll go into more of this later. Like I said, this is just an overview. If we go into here, you can see all of the available maps in the game. Some of them are locked right now. They just are not in the game yet. They haven't developed them, which is why they're not available. It's not because you haven't unlocked them yet. And this bad boy has a different border around it because it has specific things you need to get into it. So in this case, you need a key card to access this map. You have your different times for your match, or what we call them raids. So you have a daytime and nighttime. You can see your weather condition for your map, how long the raids are, how many people can spawn on them, and the difficulty. Do not pay attention to the difficulty. This is an online game. There's so many variants with like what can happen because of how many people and their skill levels, etc. And if you were to click next, you can see there's offline mode available. You can either select that or not. If you do not select it and go further, you go to your insurance page. If you click past that, you get to your lobby. And if you hit ready, you will start to load into your match. Your friends will show up with a friend here instead of looking for group. And then you would simply right click to either invite them or, I guess, report people's nicknames. Yeah, and then we'll go back. And then we have our character screen. So our character screen brings us here, which shows you your inventory, basically, your stash, which is where you keep gear that is not currently on your persons. Stash sizes will vary depending on what edition of the game you bought. I have Edge of Darkness, so I have max size stash already. As you can see here, you've got a couple different tabs, so we're going to go from the first. So overall tab is just showing you just a bunch of different stats and things like that. Eventually, you'll be able to see the stats of your AI character. Apologize for that noise. Where we were is your gear information. You can see and equip your items here, drag things around, all that kind of stuff. Over here you have your health. As you can see, there's different body parts that are showed. They have different health amounts broken down. There is a lot of different kind of debuffs and buffs that you can have on the game. We've got your skill tab, which shows your level and experience bar. It shows all of your experience bars for your different skills and your mastery. You've got your map. I don't ever carry maps with me because I just use them online if I need to look at a map. We'll go over some extra resources at the end of this video, and I will make sure I link all that below. But if you have maps, they would be right here. And then tasks, which I guess would be quests in other games or whatnot, missions, if you will. So tasks are listed here. This shows literally every task you have from any sort of vendor. And they will give you kind of like an overview of them. They won't tell you what the payout is for doing these. You'd have to go to the actual trader to see that. Then we go to our dealers. And we have, as we can see, 8 different dealers. This dealer, though, however, is only useful for your very last mission, so I wouldn't worry about him too much. But we'll just go to this man. So you have buy tab, sell tab, your missions that this vendor will give you, and if they have extra services, it will show up. We'll go check one of those out in a minute. But so you have to be on the buy tab to actually purchase things, so if you're confused as to why you can't buy something, it's because you have your sell tab open, and this will be here if you have that open, so just be aware of that. This little timer is his inventory reset, so if he is sold out of an item, it will restock at that point once that timer reaches 0. You also have over here on your right hand side, it shows what level you are, what you would have for loyalty. I'll go to a different vendor to show you a better look at that. Let's see. So, mechanic. Here we can see I'm not max loyalty with him yet because I have not reached one of the qualifying events, which would be I am not level 40 yet, so I cannot reach level or final loyalty with him, which is 4. I do meet the other qualifications though. My loyalty amount is high enough, as we see here, and I have spent enough money with this man, which is here. Money spent, it can be either by purchasing or selling to him, actually. So keep that in mind. They all have restock timers as well, and they have different tabs here where you can see the different loyalty levels, what items you get for that loyalty level. So you will have to reach certain levels to unlock certain items. And there's other tabs down here to further just filter out whatever you may be looking for with this man. So barter items is really the only one I ever use. So I can see all the different barter items, which is just trading other items to get this item. Super helpful, saves you money. And the other dealer who has the services, which I'm pretty sure he's the only one. Yes, he is. So Ragman, he has services because he sells your outfits. What makes your guy look super sleek, if you will? Well, you are out there slaying out some bots. Now, to see the different outfits, if you own them, you can just click on them. To equipped, you would left click. And if you just want to look at the item, you can right click on the item that you have locked to see what your guy will look like wearing it. You can then left click on the locked item to see what you need to unlock this item. So very easy, simple to navigate this. Trading. Now we'll go to your hideout next. So your hideout will look different than mine starting out. It'll be bare minimum. You will unlock other pieces of your hideout as you upgrade things. So this is a locked piece of my hideout. And it's showing, obviously, the construction requirements. What items I need to unlock this. And they do typically have construction times. So it may take some time to build this item, such as like what I have going over here. My library is currently in construction, and it has 18.5 hours left, basically. So your hideout is super useful. It's like your crafting center. It can give you buffs like the library does. You kind of saw at the bottom. Your stash is located in here, but obviously you can see that from your character area, so you don't really need to come in here for that. You will have to unlock certain I guess, crafting stations in order to build or upgrade other ones, so they all tie into each other. But this is your hideout. And as we can see down here above the hideout, I have this little green one. That means that something is done being made in my hideout or constructed or anything like that. It will change the number depending on how many items are done. So it at least alerts you for that kind of stuff. Now, your flea market is basically kind of like an auction house. It's where people can put items up for sale so other players can buy them. The items you do put up for sale have to be found in raid. I'll show you how to check that here in a second. You do not get access to this until you are level 10 in the game. It's kind of a big thing because it helps you with your income. You can put stuff up here. Right now, you can only put 3 up at a time until you get your reputation with the flea market up to, I believe it's 10, and then it will increase how many offers you can have. It'll show how much rubles, euros, and dollars you have up here as well, just like at the top of your stash. And you can go through and literally search anything you could possibly think of in here. Now, just to show you real quick the difference between not found in raid and found in raid. As you can see on this AK, there is no check mark down here, but on this SA58, there is a check mark. And as you hover over it, it says the item is found in raid. These items can be sold on the flea market. The ones without them cannot. Now, certain quest items will require you to have this check mark on them. You do not need that check mark on anything required for upgrading stuff in your hideout, just as an FYI. Now, moving on, we have presets. So presets is basically an area that you can customize a firearm to your liking based off the items that you have examined already. And I'll explain that here in a second. But yeah, so it's easy. You can go in and save an item. You can load it out and find parts. Then we have your handbook. This literally has everything in the game in here. These little marks are showing that you haven't like clicked through and looked at things. They will go away when you click through them. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just click on this green highlighted number here and they'll go bye-bye. I know my OCD drives me nuts when that's there. So Messenger is, well, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. This is where you will have your messages. So if any of your buddies are sending you like DMs or anything, the vendors will send you messages depending on like quest rewards being given to you, or if you accepted a quest with them, they'll just send you like a blurb from the quest. Prayport will send you any sort of insurance that you got back from a mission here. There's a bug, so it will say receive all, even if you've already received them. And Ragman is in charge of the flea market stuff, so if you sell an item, or an item runs out of time and it doesn't sell, you can come here and receive all. And then you have your friends list up here. I'm not going to click on it for people's privacy, but you would click on that to add or accept friend requests. This is showing where you can go to global chat. I personally never use that, but you can connect to it there. Then we have our settings tab in the cogwheels down at the bottom. Pretty self-explanatory here. You can change your name here every so often. I believe it's every 2 weeks. You can change your character name, your language, if you want your background to be randomized depending on the map it looks like. You can change like your hotkeys to always show, or they never show, or just show temporarily and then auto hide like this. Certain options aren't available right now in beta, which you can see just by hovering over them. You've got your graphics, which there's different settings you can use. Everyone has different preferences, so obviously play around with them to find what you like. I personally just turn off all this music because it kind of destroys my ears when I'm playing sometimes. And then just controls. You can change your hotkeys, mouse sensitivity, all that kind of jazz. Right here, make sure you save it, whatever you change, and then you'll just get sent back here to the front page. So that basically covers everything in the UI and navigating the game here. I will show you real quick how to examine items, or hopefully. Fence typically has a rotating bunch of inventory, so you can find items you might not have examined yet. You would simply right-click on them and click Examine. And now you know what this item is. It will also now show up in your preset options. Examining items can give you XP. It's rather minor. You can see here in the bottom right how much it gives you. But in the early stages of the game, it is helpful. So that does it for our overview of the game. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. There's some stuff that you really didn't need to know right off the bat, but we will go over it in another video. Hopefully that helps you guys at least navigate what's going on through the menus. We're going to go over some extra resources that I do have to kind of help you on your way before I am able to put out my other videos. So we'll get to that in a second. Hey guys, so real quick, I realized I didn't really touch on the difference in additions in the video. So before we get to our extra resources I have for you, I wanted to touch on this real quick. So if you have not purchased the game, or you just purchased the standard edition of the game, I wanted to let you know what the differences were in case you did not know already. You can upgrade your edition at any time, so keep that in mind. As we can see here with the standard edition, you have your basic stash size, which is 10 by 28 cells, and then you have bonus equipments. And your bonus equipment would include your secure container, which goes in your pouch section on your character, and we'll kind of touch what edition gets what container here in a minute. But yeah, so standard gets this size stash. You go left behind, you get slightly more. You get, 10 more cells? Yeah. And then we go up, prepare for escape, you get another 10 more cells. And then Edge of Darkness, which is the max edition that you can purchase, you get 68 cells, which is dope. You also get free access to any DLCs. You get the season pass. So it's a lot of money, but it's worth it. That's the package that I have. I highly suggest it if you plan on sticking with this game. Now, for secured containers, if you just have the standard edition, you have the alpha, which is a 4 slot. The beta for the prepared for escape edition is a 6 slot. The epsilon, the gamma, and the kappa are the other ones we have available. So epsilon you can get from a quest, so you can always upgrade to this. The only one that you cannot upgrade to in game is the gamma, which is the Edge of Darkness game edition, which you get 9 slots. Everyone, the final quest basically, or task in the game, is collector, so you can always try to get this later. It's a 12 slot, as we can see here. The other thing, as we can see over here, is if you do only have the standard game, you can barter to get the beta container, or you can just wait and do your Punisher Part 6 quest to get Epsilon. So just keep that in mind if you have not yet purchased the game, or if you have just purchased the standard edition, that there is variations that you can actually pay for more storage. I personally think it's worth it, but obviously if you can't afford it, you do have options to just grind out in-game resources to upgrade your stash size, and obviously some bartering and quests that you can do for your secured container. Alright, with that out of the way, we're going to go over to the extra resources. Sorry about that, guys. Here we go. Hey guys, so this is going to be the section on the extra resources I have for you guys. This is just to kind of help you out until you can find other videos to watch, either from myself or other people that might explain some of this stuff. Just resources and guides that are just super useful. Even if you've been playing for a while, you might need to peek into something, you forgot something, things like that. So we're just going to look at a couple websites real quick. This is the official Tarkov Gamepedia or wiki page. They have a bunch of different stuff like quest help, information on different things. They've literally got everything on here pretty much. And they will share tweets and videos and stuff like that here on the wiki. Here we have an ammo chart. It's a pretty simple to read ammo chart. It's probably my favorite one. I've looked at quite a few. It's just very straight to the point. Visually pleasing in my opinion. A lot of the other ones are just kind of all over the place. And it's fairly regularly updated. It is found on Reddit. This is just the picture of the enlarged image, so we're not seeing the Reddit section of it. But I will make sure I include all these links down below. But this is my favorite one so far. It has everything you could possibly need. Obviously, overall best budget, and then from level 1 traders. So it's helpful for all stages of the game, really. Here we have a really awesome just gaggle of everything that you will need for your quests. All the quests in the game, tasks, missions, whatever you want to call them. These are the items that you will need to turn in to complete your quests. So it is very helpful in the manner that it will help guide you on what you probably should just save. It has helped me immensely this wipe. I have flown through my tasks because of it. So I found this to be a great resource. And then here, probably one of the most helpful ones. This is just one instance of a map for Tarkov. There are different kind of maps, and I do have a couple different ones. But this is probably one of the most used ones. It's Map Genie, as we can see here. They have all the different maps. However, to access Reserve, you do need to be a pro with them. And they have Key Tool, Ammo Tool, Quest Tool. So if we just click on one, so we'll just say go to Customs, because that's basically your first map you're going to go to, and it's pretty simple. Looking at it as is when you click on it, kind of looks like a gaggle, I know. But you can go over here and you can change stuff. So you can hide everything that they have access for you to check. Then you can click on this to show what you're looking for. That way you can dumb it down. There's not just stuff all over the place. You can specify what you are looking for. If you're looking for caches or stashes, whatever you want to call them, grenade spawns, like all these kind of things, you can cut it down that way. Scav spawns, which is helpful for when you're doing missions. I will say not all their maps have all of this available. Like some of them don't have scav spawn locations. This map has a boss, so it will show you where the boss will spawn. And sniper scavs. It also, this is the main reason I use this, I will say, is extraction points. It will show you how to get the hell off of this map. So it will break it down on how your AI scav can get out, or how your PMC can get out. And it will say that down below, as you can see. So PMC extract, scav extract. They do vary based on that. So keep that in mind. Some extracts also do require you to have a PMC and a scav together. It's highly unlikely that that situation will happen, but they do have those options in case, say, one of your friends died but was able to scav back into the same match as you. You both could get out that way. But this is mostly why I use these maps, is the extraction points, and you can see spawn points. Spawn points are useful so you can know if someone else might have spawned near you. So you know if you're going to need to be aware of that certain area for someone else that might be coming your way, or trying to rush you, or just in that area as well, you know? So very helpful. This is just one of the different maps out there. There are several different maps. And now here we have the last bit of resource. It is my Discord. I have in my Discord a category dedicated solely to Tarkov stuff. I kind of wanted all of my resources to be in one area where me and my community didn't need to look all over the place for things and information, updates, that kind of stuff. So I put this together. As we can see here, we have EFT update channel. This is from their official Discord. I have to where anything that they post update-wise will show in this channel here. I have the EFT Reddit will come to this channel. So any new Reddit posts, I try to clean this channel up so it's not over flooded and you're just seeing the most recent posts. So anything you might want to see that's going on with the community, you can check out here. I also have their Twitter account linked in here, so anything that B States might be tweeting, whether it's about updates, events, other streamers who are going live, stuff like that, will come to this channel. I do have a gun build channel. I haven't put anything in it yet. That is a work in progress. If you want to share any kind of pictures, EFT related, I made a channel for that because we didn't have one at the time. If you would like to look for a group with other people, discussions, we've got like where you can jump in here. You could stream to the channel however you need to be in this one. If you want to be in the looking for group that way, you can do it that way. And then last we have my helpline channel, which is filled with all of my resources. I have embed messages in here that will link you to those other channels if you need Reddit information, all that kind of stuff. I have EFT's social media accounts linked here. They're official ones. All the different guides and information I have found so far that I found personally useful and helpful, I have linked them in here, like hideout flowcharts, that map genie, there's barter guides, all kinds of stuff is in here. I also have the Sherpa helpline linked in here. And then down here we have a couple just different content creator sections. So the Sherpas do have their own like streaming channel. So if you need to ask some questions and you don't feel comfortable asking other streamers, but you want to talk to Sherpas and maybe get a real-time quick answer you might need on the spot, you could go to their stream. And then there's these other content creators who just, I kind of separated based off what I found them more useful for. Like Pestily is great with guides and just asking questions and helping people. Same with Deadly Slobs and Kazam. And if you're more observational for learning, just tactics on how people might play, I listed a couple people, and just people who are just really fun to watch. They make Tarkov just really amusing. Not that it's not amusing, but they just kind of go above and beyond to make sure their community is having a good time. And I do ask for suggestions for anything that people might want to see in this information. I do try to update it. As you can see here, I updated a link for a resource for the new woods map. That was very helpful for me. So I will keep this up to date. I am trying to find like budget gun build information to put in here, but I'm trying to find ones that are just very simple for you guys to read through and be able to look at quickly and understand what's happening, kind of thing. But yeah, these are the extra resources I have for you. Now, I'm going to link my Discord if you would just like to join the community and be able to have access to this whenever you want. But I'm also going to link all of this information in the bottom of the video, at least from my information and guides section for you guys. So you can always just click on that and save that if you'd like in some sort of like folder on your Internet Explorer, whatever you use. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope I was able to help you in some form. The next video will probably be out in a couple weeks. If you like, follow me on social media or just hit that subscribe button down below and you will be notified when that next video comes out. Outside that, guys, I hope you have a wonderful time. Enjoy Tarkov. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Have a good one, guys.